even better like these that we're showing you on TV as we simulcast, and get them out. Because there's this rebellion going on everywhere at every town hall of Republicans and Democrats, everywhere. They're being shut down from Austin to New York, from New Jersey to Florida, from California to Michigan. It's happening everywhere. The people are rising. They've almost got 2/3 majority to audit the Fed and the House, an override. Ladies and gentlemen, this is getting so exciting. And this is only the beginning. We've only begun to fight. So I'm asking you, let's have a flash mob. Let's have this go viral right now. All of you, today or tomorrow, don't procrastinate. Go print these off, even if it's black and white. Get a stapler, get some tape, get a can of glue with the paintbrush. Put them up now. We're going to go out today and do this. I got a bunch of work I've got to do. I'm going to send one team out now to do it in the next hour. Then I'm going to go out tonight and do it when I come back to work. I'm going to stop. I'm going to put these up. All of us as a team effort. And if this is successful, we can do this in the future. We can do this in the future on the flu and other issues, like don't take the shot. In fact, we ought to create one that says, in fact, I told them, but they've been so busy. We need one that says, don't take the flu shot under it. Let's make one of those for Obama right now and get it up in the flyers as well. This is up on Infowars.com. It's up on PrisonPlanet.com. Get these. If you're watching this a few days from now and can't find it on the main page, Google Joker Obama posters to go viral. We also have an article called Obama as Joker Explained. In Bob Kane's original comic book, the Joker is a master criminal and a bizarre psychopath. Obama is not necessarily a psychopath. This is to say a ruthless, hands-on killer. But by the standard of his office, he is a master criminal, or rather a front man for a cartel of master criminals. So get this out to everybody. Let's go wild today. Okay, now going to our guest, who I really appreciate joining us. I've read so much of his great research. It's his first time on with us. We really appreciate him coming on. And we're going to post his website up on the screen for everybody up there. It's flutracker.rhizalabs.com or Recombo biomedics.com. He is Dr. Henry L. Niman. And, Doc, I know you don't like to toot your horn, but will you give people briefly your extensive bio?
Okay, yeah. Hi, Alex. Good to be on.
Good to have you.
A little background. I've been studying viruses since I was in graduate school. Got my PhD at the University of Southern California back in 1978, and then did postdoctoral work and went on staff at Scripps Clinic and Research Foundation. There I was mostly working on oncogenes, but I also did some work on the flu back then with Ian Wilson, who actually discovered the structure of the influenza virus. Was on the cover of Nature magazine back in 1980. I developed monoclonal antibodies, which are kind of factories that make antibodies to target almost anything, including the flu. The flu monoclonal is probably the most popular monoclonal in the world. Everybody uses it mostly for basic research to track different genes. It's designed so that it can really identify any type of gene.
Yeah, I mean, this is not just you saying this. You're a world-renowned inventor in this area, so you're uniquely qualified to speak on what we're currently facing.
Yeah, and basically to bring it a little bit more current, when I was at Harvard, I got a little bit interested in newly emerging viruses. I studied the SARS virus, worked with most of the researchers that were sequencing the virus in Asia. And then when bird flu kind of made its appearance back in 2003, I kind of switched over to that and looked at how the virus evolves. So that's what Recombinamics does. It really looks at the genetic sequence of the virus, sees how it evolves, and actually uses that evolution to make predictions and to identify and to predict what the virus is going to look like in the future.
All right, sir, in a nutshell, can you boil down what's happening? Is this engineered? Other virologists have said it doesn't have a pedigree, that they believe it was made in a lab. A, do you concur with that? B, if it's only killed a few hundred people in the U.S., a few thousand worldwide, regular flu, kills 400,000 worldwide, 30,000 a year in the U.S. CDC says we can differ with those numbers. Is this hype to sell vaccine? Is this a cover for something else? Injecting people with the shots, is that going to cause it to mutate, as some are saying? I mean, so much is going on.
Right.
What's the bottom line, doctor?
There's a lot out there. This is the real deal. I mean, this is a virus. It is not man-made. It's a natural virus.
Okay.
It's a combination which led to some of the speculation. Just to give you a brief background, a virus has got 8 different gene segments. It's kind of like a person with chromosomes. You got 46 chromosomes. Well, the virus has 8. And each of those gene segments has kind of a pedigree. You can look at the sequence and tell where it came from. And this virus is a mixture. It has one of its genes. It's one of the genes that's involved with copying its genetic information. It's called PB1. That's a human gene, but that was picked up by this virus back in 1993 from a human H1N1. So the human gene's been in this virus for almost 2 decades. It's got 2 other genes that are involved with copying the genetic information, also called polymerase. There's polymerase A and polymerase B1. And both of those, B2, and both of those are avian. And then the other 5 genes are swine. So it really has 5 swine, 2 avian, and 1 human, but it's had that composition since the 1990s. So it didn't just happen. It didn't just get manufactured. None of that is unusual. And the reason it happens at a high frequency is because it all happens in swine. Swine is able to be infected by both avian viruses, human viruses, as well as swine viruses. All these are flu. And when you get multiple viruses in the same host, in this case the swine, the virus can either swap those chromosomes, those 8 genes, and come up with a new constellation of genes, or it can actually recombine and actually change the gene sequence.
Okay, Dr. Niman, stay there.
Right.
Quick break. Got a break. Quick break. I want to come back and then go over why we see the buildup, why the preparations for forced inoculations, talk of using the Army, talk of quarantines in the fall for something that's killed 200 people with our guest. Dr. Ninman, again, is a medical doctor, expert virologist researching all this. The good old folks at New Silver Solution. And the website is supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. This is something that kills bacteria, viruses, you name it, well documented. They've got it down to a super small nano-sized particle. Supernaturalsilver.com. Check them out at Infowars.com.